Hey YouTube family, so today I'm here to share with you one of my favorite breakfast recipes. And the reason I want to share this with you is because what I've been learning over these last few months, not that I didn't know this, but I'm always a student of nutrition and a student of exercise because I want to keep bettering myself. So what I've been learning is that I wasn't fueling enough up front in the day, and then I didn't have enough time to get calories in at the end of the day. So then I was crashing during my session. So I don't know if you guys have ever been there and you start to feel lightheaded, you start to feel dizzy, you start to feel like you can't make it through your session. It's probably because we're not fueling properly. So I got this nutrition from M2 Performance Nutrition, who I work with, and I absolutely love it. It's been game-changing for my sessions, for my energy, and my overall mood. So I'm really excited to share it with you. I personally have learned the hard way about not eating enough. So when I'm not eating enough, I start to notice things like disrupted sleep. I start waking up at night. I start to notice that I'm irritable. I start to notice that my mood, I guess that goes with irritability, but my mood is very up and down. I start to feel like I don't want to train, or I'm unmotivated, or almost like I'm burning out. And then I start to feel like I just have no energy and have a little bit of brain fog. So if you can relate to any of those things, you may be under eating. And I used to make a smoothie in the morning, which I loved, but it didn't have very many calories. So my body almost felt like it was fasting in a way. And now what I've learned is to wake up, to get food in my system within 30 minutes. But that's where this recipe comes in. I am not a breakfast eater. I actually don't love eating big meals in general. I don't like that feeling of feeling super weighed down. So instead I would choose just not to eat. But we have found the perfect solution. So I wake up craving this. I get about 600 to 650 calories in every morning, 80 plus grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein, and around 15-ish grams of fat in just this one little container. So that's what I want to share with you guys. It's the perfect recipe whether you are waking up and you have to go train, because you're not going to feel weighed down, but you're going to have the energy, or we can make it slightly healthier, and it's a great grab and go recipe. You can prepare this up to 5 days in advance, let it sit in your fridge, and all you do is have to grab it out of the fridge on your way out the door. So it's the perfect recipe for anyone. I ordered these little plastic containers in bulk. You could also use glass mason jars, which would probably be slightly better, but this is just something Pat and I have in our household that we use every single night to make this. So let's get started. So I'm gonna give you the macro breakdown for both of these. The first thing we're gonna do is add our oats to the Tupperware. So for the healthier version, just meaning it has less sugar, I'm actually gonna add 2 servings. So I'm gonna add 80 grams of oats to this container. Whoops, that's 110. So let's put a little bit back. Okay. So now that we've added 80 grams, we're gonna set our oats aside. From here, I like to add 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. So a serving size is actually 2 tablespoons. We're not adding that much. We're just gonna add 1 small teaspoon. And you can do the ground chia seeds, the black chia seeds, whatever you want. Just add some omega-3s and some healthy fats. Then, depending on which version you want, Patrick likes a little bit more fat, so I'm gonna do a half. So 1 tablespoon is what I meant to say. So that's gonna come out to 16 grams. So I'm just gonna dump 16 grams. My hands are clean, into this container. Perfect. So now we have our nut butter and it smells so good. I'm gonna wipe my hands off. Then we're gonna add our 1 scoop of collagen. So this is gonna serve as a good portion of our protein. There is also some protein in the peanut butter, in the oats, and in the oat milk. And then from here, I just kind of like to mix all of my ingredients. And then we're gonna add 1 cup of oat milk. Adding the 1 cup, just measuring that out. You can either weigh it or you can measure it, whatever you wanna do. And it fits perfectly in these little containers. Whoops. So next, I'm gonna stir it. And I'm gonna just mix this together. So you wanna make sure you try to mix it really good. Try to mix the peanut butter in the best that you can. That's the only tough part about using the creamy peanut butter. It doesn't mix in quite as easily as the powdered peanut butter, but it tastes delicious. So this is going to be our chocolate peanut butter overnight oats, and I'll give you the macro breakdown. So then once I've mixed it, I add the lid, nice and tight, and then I usually just kind of shake it around to make sure it's mixed. From here, we're just gonna put it into the fridge. You can leave it in the fridge for up to 5 days. And then when you take it out in the morning, it'll be ready to eat. You don't have to heat it up. It's ready to go as is. The macro breakdown for our peanut butter chocolate oats is gonna be 600 calories, 75 grams of carbs, 19.7 grams of fat, and 32.5 grams of protein. If you want even more carbs, You can slice up half of a banana and top it with that in the morning, and it is absolutely to die for. This option is perfect for those of you not going to train, because I actually added a full scoop of oats, so that got us closer to that 75 grams of carbs. Depending on what kind of calorie base that you're looking for or how much you're looking to eat, you could play with this. You could do 1 serving of oats, which would take the carbs down by 27 grams. So that would knock us down to about 50 some grams of carbs, which would still be a really solid way to start your day. We want to put those carbs up front because you have the whole day ahead of you, so that way we can burn them throughout the day. This one would be really awesome too because it's not loaded with sugar. So the oats only have 1 gram of sugar per serving, where the oats that I'm gonna be using on the next one actually have 12 grams of sugar per serving and a little bit higher carb. So I like the ones with the sugar right before I train, just because I burn right through it and it gives me lots of energy, because that's what my muscles are hungry for. But if you're going to sit at a desk, or maybe you're not super active in the morning, I would definitely go towards the instant oats, and then you can do the peanut butter or the powdered peanut butter with some chocolate collagen powder, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious. Version 2 of our overnight oats is really freaking delicious. To me, it almost tastes like a dessert. The other one's good, but this one's a lot sweeter because it does have the maple brown sugar flavor, and it does have a little bit more sugar. So I am taking 2 packets of my instant oatmeal maple brown sugar from Quaker. You can use any flavor that you want. I just have fallen in love with the maple brown sugar. I'm sure I'll eat it until I get sick of it, and then I'll have to find a new flavor. So 2 packets of there, which is probably close to about 2 servings of instant oats. Then we're gonna add our 1 scoop of collagen. I actually rotate. I sometimes do chocolate and sometimes I do vanilla. Both of them are amazing. I get my collagen from First Form. It mixes in nicely. We'll drop that link in the bio as well. Then from here, I'm gonna hit 1 teaspoon of my chia seeds. This is super easy. This is the easiest recipe. I do this every night. Sometimes I make multiple in a row. That way they're just ready for the week. So 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. And then last but not least, making sure I'm not forgetting anything, we're just gonna add 1 cup of our oat milk. So once I have added my oat milk, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna mix it, so that way the collagen, the oats, everything gets mixed in so it can absorb the oat milk overnight and become delicious. So once it looks like it's mixed pretty well, it doesn't have to be perfect, we're just gonna add our lid. I did red and blue so we know the difference between the two, because the macros are slightly different. We have our overnight oats. It's that simple. So the macros for this one are, this one has 84 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 27 grams of protein for 525 calories. So the calories are slightly less, and that's just because we used a full fat peanut butter, which gave it a few more calories on this one. But typically when I eat this in the morning, I will put 2 turkey sausage with it, and then I will also add usually about half of a banana sliced up on top, and that's how I start my day. I did want to touch on this. So I've shared this recipe with my mom and my dad, and they're like, but Chrissy, I thought you didn't eat sugar. And I do try to minimize sugar, but when I'm training, and the amount that I'm training right now, what I've found is that I need those carbohydrates, and especially the quicker carbohydrates in the middle of the training sessions to fuel my body. My muscles need that so they can fire, so they can lift, so they can metcon, so they can do all of that. So the sugar, yes, we do want to stay away from sugar, but there are times that maybe we want to be having that higher glycemic carbohydrate so we can repair our muscles. And I like to start my morning with that because it gives me energy right into my first training session. I really wanted to share this recipe with you guys because even though maybe not everybody is waking up and going to train and spend most of the day at the gym, this is a perfect way and an easy way to get something delicious down that is quick. I know for me, it's just like sitting down and eating a breakfast first thing in the morning can be challenging, especially if you have a busy schedule, if you have kids, if you have to be at work early, whatever that may be. So this is a really great way to make sure that you are getting those calories in, and it's also delicious. It's not gonna make you feel stuffed, and it's just the perfect way to fuel your day. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you have any questions, let me know. Once you make these little containers, stick them on your top shelf of the fridge, so all you have to do is grab it, either sit down at your table or head out the door, and you are set for the day. Don't forget, smash the like button, comment below if there's any other recipes you want to see or anything you want to know about my training or nutrition as it starts to pick up as we really dive into season. Have a great day.